Today's video is going to be a little different. Now, I know it's pretty much a theme for content creators to kind of point out the flaws in Grand Cross, right? It's super easy to do that. Grand Cross is not a perfect game, but in my opinion, it is still a very fun game. Now, there is a difference between being a fun game and being a perfect game. No game is perfect, right? You're always going to find flaws in everything. There is no such thing as perfection. However, Grand Cross does do a lot of things right, and I feel like people forget about that sometimes. So before we hop into the video, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for 5,800 subscribers. I am truly grateful that you guys have decided to, for some reason, you guys have decided to subscribe and, you know, keep watching my videos. And for real, I am super grateful to every single one of you, even the haters, even the people that decide that they don't like me and they still, you know, dislike the video or comment negative stuff. I still appreciate you guys too, because at the end of the day, it's still exposure no matter what. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. And also join the Discord. I'm pushing the Discord heavily. All the work that my moderation team has done, they truly deserve props, and I could not thank them enough, because I did not know what I was doing. I really didn't. So go ahead and join the Discord, guys. Link in the description and comments below. But all right, enough yapping. Let's get into the video. Okay, so like I said, Grand Cross does a lot of things good, and I actually have a little bit of a list here, so bear with me. The first thing that I want to really highlight with Grand Cross is that they have an exceptional team of people that do these animations, that do the art style for the game, because it is one of the best looking mobile games on the market. So let's just take a look at a character. We'll do someone that I think that they did an exceptional job with the animations. I mean, they do a really good job. Let's do Nemesis Melly. He's a new character, right? So if we just look how smooth this looks. There is very limited games that have as much clarity, smoothness as this game. There's a very few games on the market right now, and Grand Cross, I truly do believe that they do a phenomenal job with it. So let's take a look at the animations, and this is for mainly people that don't play as much and maybe don't have an appreciation for it. So if we just take a look at how smooth, how good it looks, the color, the contrast to the color, the actual fluidity of movement, it is so good. And it's the simple things that matter in gaming, right? It's the simple things. Truly is. It truly is. So again, they did a phenomenal job at this, at this style of game. I don't know what else to say. They do a really good job, and that leads me into my next point. So they have, or I guess my next bullet point, they do a fantastic job with the unique card-based combat in this game. So what I mean by that is Grand Cross actually has a very sophisticated way, I guess not sophisticated, but very simple way of gameplay. It's just picking cards, moving cards around, and ranking cards up. But they do it in a way where it actually is fun. Like, it's not just a mindless, you picking cards. I mean, some characters are, but for the most part, you can mix and mash cards to make various different combinations, you know, buff cards, recovery cards, all that stuff. And they do a very good job at that. And not a lot of games can really match the simplicity of what Grand Cross is doing, besides pretty much, I hate to say it, but pretty much Dokkan, right? Like, Dokkan Battle is the same thing, where they have a very, I want to go into a battle quick to show you guys. They do the same thing, where it's very simple, yet it's fun. Like, I don't know what else to say other than it's really fun to play Dokkan Battle because of how simple it is. And the same thing with Grand Cross. Now, I have my gripes with Grand Cross. Like, let's not get it twisted. I do have issues with the game, but you're not gonna sit here and tell me that, you know, their simple movement, their simple play style isn't fun. Like, it definitely is fun. especially because of the fact that it makes you still feel engaged while not being as overly complicated. I think the thing that makes it complicated are the effects, right? The effects do make it complicated, but the actual gameplay is beyond simple. It is literally clicking cards and moving cards around. That is and you know, obviously when you delve deep into the system, it can get a little bit more complicated and complex, like if you're doing PvP or if you're doing you know, some other hard content where simply clicking and moving cards around isn't gonna work, obviously, right? But at the center, at the base of what this game is, people who only come in for hype moments or collabs, it's not like it takes a genius to figure out, oh, I'm just moving cards, clicking them, and boom, right? Like this, like super easy content like this. It doesn't take a genius to figure out, oh, you know, like this is it. This is all I gotta do. Wow, that's pretty simple. Grand Cross, again, has a very, very good, simple gameplay style. And again, I don't think a lot of games can really match it. A lot of games you see nowadays are very complicated, not complicated, but, you know, they have a lot of intricate systems. You know, they're adding stuff constantly, which can make the gameplay feel a little rough, like Dragon Ball Legends or Bleach Brave Souls. Bleach Brave Souls, I don't have too much experience with, so I don't want to, you know, completely go off on them. But I have heard people say like some things they added make the game less fun, right? But is that based on their gameplay? I don't know. But I will say there's not a lot of games that can match Grand Cross. There isn't. There just isn't. Point blank, period. There isn't. But the next thing I want to do is I want to highlight their focus on collab characters, because I feel like they add so many collab characters to the game, it's not even funny. So they have just an enormous amount of collab characters. Like the Grand Cross might actually have the most collab characters in a mobile gacha game in history, and that isn't even me, you know, gassing them up. That isn't me, you know, gawking on them. That isn't me basically, you know, slobbing on Grand Cross. That's me being so for real. Like, they have a super huge list of collab characters in the game. Now, you could say, I mean, there's only a couple series they represent. That is very true, but that doesn't take away from the overall character count, because it's not like these are the same characters that keep coming out. Granted, some of them are, but they do have various different characters, which are like, I think that makes Grand Cross, I'm sorry if I'm peeking, my mic is just going off. I think that actually does make Grand Cross a very good game then, right? Like, it gives them that edge over other gacha games, because what other gacha games are really doing collabs besides Grand Summoners? I'm trying to think of another one. Grand Summoners is a super big one. You have, really, Grand Summoners is the only one that comes to mind, but I'm sure there's other gacha games that do collabs, but none, in my opinion, have really matched what Grand Cross does. I don't think so. I think Grand Cross actually does a pretty good job at doing collab characters, especially the focus they put on them, like LR Beatrice and Subaru. You can tell they put a lot of love into this character with their models and everything that they're doing, because they're a duo unit. The new Gachiakuta characters, their models look exceptionally good. I can definitely tell they put a lot of work into it. Then you have like the King of Fighters collab characters, right? You have Kyo, you have Terry, you have Mai. Do I have Mai? I don't even know if I have Mai. I do have Mai. I wasn't sure if I have Mai. But you have Attack on Titan characters, you have Solo Leveling. So they do a very good job at collab characters. Very good job. So shout outs to Netmarble for that. Okay, so the next thing that I really want to highlight is that they make characters feel unique. I think that Grand Cross does a really good job at making characters feel unique in the game. You have Nemesis Melee, who has his counter. You have LR Escanor, and I'm just looking at the characters on the screen, but if we just look, there are so many different characters in the game, it's not even funny, right? They do a good job at trying to separate, you know, characters from being samey, if that makes sense. Like, you don't want too many characters samey, then it makes the game kind of not fun to play. Granted, they do have PvP metas, so they try and make characters different based around those specific metas, if they try and change a meta up. So that is something to take into consideration. But for the most part, I think they actually do a pretty decent job at that. Do they do the best job sometimes? I mean, no, right? Because Nemesis Melee, let's be real, he just comes in with his counter and then he's, you know, he does what he does. However, I will say, with the Gachiakuta characters specifically, bringing back that Pierce meta while also not being overly dominant in the PvP meta that we're in, I think that was actually really good. Like, they did a really good job at that, no? Like, am I the only one that thinks that? Granted, they could have done something other than Pierce, but what they did with the Pierce, like the Pierce effects with the entire batch is very, very nice. I think that they did a very good job. It's not overly powerful, but at the same time, it's not like super bad, right, either. Like, it's just, it feels good. Like, it just feels good to run the Gachiakuta characters. But even before that, you had your Ray Zero characters, who still, I think, were pretty good. They didn't overly break the meta, but at the same time, they weren't super bad either. They were really good. So all in all, I think they do a good job with characters for the most part, trying to make them different. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, because obviously that's kind of a mixed bag right there. Like, that's a mixed bag topic in and itself. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Okay, and then to wrap up the video, I do have more points here that I can go over in another video, you know, maybe a couple months down the line. But the one thing I really want to end off this video with is Grand Cross and Netmarble. They do listen. They actually do listen. Now, do they listen to every single thing? Absolutely not. But they do listen. And it shows in the community. The community is so super tight that I think that this is one of the best communities, because again, you have your bad apples, but you have a lot of good apples, and it shows with how many people respond in the comments of content creators, how many people give Grand Cross a chance and, you know, end up liking it. It shows with the developers constantly trying to implement. Now, they do implement some questionable things, but they do, for the most part, try and implement quality of life updates that help players out. Sometimes it backfires, sometimes it doesn't, but they, for the most part, again, like I said, they do listen with the amount of dev notes that they put out, with the amount of love and care that they put into characters, you know. So they do a good job. They do a really good job. And I just wanted to make this video because I know a lot of people focus on negativity. That's just how the internet is. If you're putting out negative content, you are likely going to get more attention than someone who's putting out positive content. And whether or not that negative content, you know, is good publicity sometimes, you know, that's for you to decide, right? That's for you to decide. But I think that if we put more positive energy out with Netmarble and Grand Cross especially, we will see good changes. We will. And you guys do that in spades. So I'm very, very happy that even after taking a break, coming back to the game, the community still seems as resilient, loving, caring, powerful, interactive. It just makes me happy to see that this game is 7 years in and this community is still as strong and tight as it was when I left. So yeah, you guys rock. And that's every single one of you, all the viewers, all the subscribers to every single channel, not just mine's, to Amazins, Tyrant Tub, Gone, there's a channel called Eins, right? Marilli, Davo, everyone. Every channel that everyone subscribed to, You guys are awesome. Point blank period. But all right, enough of me being sappy. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wrap up the video. I'm probably gonna have to edit this heavy because I did stop at some points. But yeah, thank you guys so much for showing me love, showing everyone love. Let's make Grand Cross's 7th year a big one.